Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Drive Away podcast with Baz and Jen. I'm Baz, that's Jen,
That's Baz.
and that's Jen.
I'm Jen.
And
And that's Baz.
we just saw How to Make a Killing,
And
which
this is the Drive Away.
was directed by, I think the name was John Patton Ford, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Starring Glen Powell and Margaret Qualley, and an Ed Harris glorified cameo appearance.
This is only his second feature.
Oh wow, what was the first one?
Emily the Criminal.
I haven't heard of it.
Desperate for income, Emily takes a shady gig buying goods at the stolen craze. Similar ideas.
Yeah.
Bro likes his financial thrillers.
Can we not just fucking...
Hello?
Oh my god, I hate truck drivers, and I'm gonna go away before he fucking follows me.
Fuck truck drivers.
Anyways, a truck just almost fucking backed up into me. Sick. This follows Glen Powell as a dude named Becket Redfellow, and he's like a late in line heir to this.
His mom is the youngest of like 6 kids and was disinherited, and he's her son, so he has to kill off like 7 people in front of him in line to inherit $10 billion.
Kind of, oh, shit. What the fuck is happening on Route... Where am I? I mean, like, just in a premise, it's like kind of coming for no other choices, nachos a little bit.
Yeah.
Very different, though, I would say. But yeah, I generally enjoyed this movie. I had a good time with it.
I agree. I found it very fun. I think it kind of like...
It was long.
It
felt very
I didn't know
long.
that I thought it was long. I felt like I really liked it in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, I feel like I lost it a little bit. I like what they did with it. I think it was like a little creative, and pretty, and like fairly unique.
I'm near certain that this was a book beforehand.
I imagine so.
It feels like very much like because Glen Powell has an ongoing like narration, and I imagine that that's like the book narration. I'll be back. I have to get gas. Tell them your thoughts.
Yeah, I think that like, I mean, so like the general premise is he's trying to kill off those who are in front of him in line for this fortune. And the first one's not an accident, but almost an accident. And then like the second one is it's really easy to get away with. So he's like, oh shit, like, you know, okay, I'm going to keep doing this. But then as he's killing people off, and they're all like deemed as accidents, even though the FBI is looking into him, they like ignore him for a little bit. He like, his life gets better. Like he ends up like dating the cousin that he killed's girlfriend. And like he gets a good job from his uncle after he killed his uncle's son, who's his other cousin. Who's all like, I should have helped you this whole time. And like, there's very much a like shifting between like, oh, well, you know, he kind of like wants to do this. He's kind of like into it, but simultaneously, like the reasons he's doing it, he's not even sure that he fully believes in, but then he's still like, well, you know, I guess I'm really good at this. I seem to keep getting away with it. And that kind of like drives him to like want to do it more. And it like keeps going back and forth. And it's Glen Powell's very good in this. He's kind of a very similar guy to his character in The Running Man, I feel like. And I don't know if that's just Glen Powell or like they typecast him because of The Running Man. But I felt like he was very similar to his character in The Running Man. The only other thing I've seen him in was Anyone But You. And he kind of reminded me a little bit of his character there as well. So I think it might just be Glen Powell, who looks like he chewed a square. I didn't like plot wise, I fucked with it. I didn't know that I was going to fuck with it at the beginning because like usually when there's narration, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it's like he's talking to a priest, and he's confessing the whole story to the priest while he's on death row. And then it's revealed that he's actually in jail, sentenced to death for a murder. The one murder he didn't commit is the one murder that gets him arrested, which I thought was kind of an interesting twist, because Margaret Qualley is actually just an evil fucking bitch, who's like trying to scam him the whole time. And the priest is like he's not really much of a character, but like we do get some little reactions and interactions a little bit. That's kind of fun to me. But like it's very, Glen Powell's character is very creative in it, but also like I don't think the movie shies away from him being like a sadistic sick son of a bitch a little bit. Because like he is dating his cousin's ex-girlfriend, the cousin that he murdered. He's taking a job from his uncle who he killed the son of and left him with the guilt, thinking that, you know, he killed himself or whatever. And like his life is getting better. And I do like that there is a point where like he has to kill off his uncle, that he's like, fuck, I can't do this. He's been nothing but nice to me. He gave me a job, like, you know, whatever. So he doesn't do it. And then his uncle has a heart attack. And so then he still dies. And I think that was like a really, like, it showed that he was willing to just settle and be happy. He made a lot of money from his job. He has a girlfriend. He's got a good apartment. He's, you know, got a big office. Like, he's gotten away with it. And so I think that like having his uncle die was just a really nice little twist of like, oh fuck, well now there's only one left, and he might as well, because the only one left is his grandfather, who kicked his mom out for getting pregnant at 18 and disinherited her. So I was just explaining that I think the twist of him deciding not to kill his uncle, who then dies by a heart attack, was very clever.
Yes.
And because it leaves him with like, okay, well, fuck it, I might as well. And then he goes to like see his uncle or his grandfather, and he accepts that he's not gonna kill him, but then his grandfather starts trying to fucking murder him, and it becomes and that's a little bit where the movie lost me. I felt like it kind of shifted tonally, and it was very tense, but it just kind of like, the whole thing had a certain vibe to it. And then after his uncle dies, the movie like just kind of, that's where like, I feel like it just lost a bit of its tone and like its wit.
That's my biggest issue with the movie as a whole, is that it kind of struggles with tone and specific, like I feel like it has like kind of three avenues that it wants to go down.
Yeah.
One is like the kind of serious, not like a crime movie, but like it takes itself seriously. It's just more of like a character study, if that makes sense. Not and then another one is of course the like fun action movie of like going around and
picking off these characters who are mostly shown to be incompetent assholes.
And then like the third one is maybe like a little bit of a rom-com. And it was kind of not confusing, but like it felt like when the movie was finally settling into a tone, then it kind of shifted a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was one of my main issues I had with it.
My biggest problem, I think, is that like I think it's really funny how movies are so easily able to like get you to like ignore like morals or whatever, because it's like, yeah, fuck it, let's let this guy kill off his entire family. You know, we only see them as a bunch of assholes except for his uncle. And I think that they could have taken like a different approach, and I think they could have humanized a couple of them a little more.
I think
it just like, because I think that like there's not really a whole lot of guilt until the last minute of the movie, and I just think that like that was a little bit of a missed opportunity to go a little deeper into Glen Powell's character. And then they also like set up Margaret Qualley as just this like antagonist villain.
Margaret Qualley doing a villainous performance as her role in Honey Don't.
Yeah. And it's like, it's just, I don't know, that was the one aspect of the movie that just like didn't work for me, was Margaret Qualley's like, she shows up, she's blackmailing him. Also, she has him like on death row, and like, everything is her fault at the end of the day.
My other big issue with this movie, I really don't like the way the women are written in this movie.
Yeah.
I am really not a fan of, I mean, really the three main women characters are his mom, who dies.
Within 20 minutes.
Who exists to set up his, like, not morals, but, like, his storyline and his plan.
His drive to get the life he deserves.
And then there's Margaret Qualley, who kind of exists as this, like, femme fatale, like, sexual interest that is never acted upon, but always there kind of as a threat. And then there's his girlfriend, Ruth, who exists as, like, the conflict between when she's married to his, or, I don't know if they're married. Dating his cousin, who he then kills, and then she gets with him, and then she's the kind of, like, moral backbone of, like, you're lying to me, like, something's not, like, every single one of those women characters exists to serve him as a male protagonist.
Yeah.
And that really bugs me.
And the one female Redfellow is, like, she has, like, a little insert scene, like, not even, like, a full minute is spent on her. It's like, oh yeah, his aunt, I don't even remember her name. Cassandra, she has 11 kids from 11 different countries. And then we see her, like, on the phone angry, yelling at her kids, and then the funeral. Yep. Like, that's it. And it's like, it's just so, the only one of them, and, like, that was another thing, is that, like, they kind of, the first couple kills were, like, you know, we spent a bit of time with it, and then as is what happens.
The first kill is the best one?
Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. But, like, we get a couple, you know, things, and then, like, the next couple are sped through. And I wish that we spent a little more time, because I think we could have humanized maybe one or two of them, like we did the uncle. You can't because he won't let you, but normally, yes.
Yeah, there's a fucking cone in the way. I'm not trying to take his spot. I just want to drive around. And he doesn't seem to understand that, so I have to fucking turn around, I guess, in the middle of this lane. Drive away podcast. I
fucking hate people who can't drive.
Yep.
I don't even know what spot he's going for.
Also known as literally everyone on Daniel Webster Highway today. I'm currently making a 5-point turn for everyone playing along at home, and this guy's about to come hit me with no headlights on.
It's a good podcast.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This podcast is a fucking mess right now. Yeah, but I think the first kill of the movie is the best one. Just in how he's very hesitant, and then it happens almost as an accident. Which I liked, because it kind of spurs him on to do the rest of these and, like, actually set them up. But I think it was an interesting decision. And again, I do think this movie is helped out immensely by Glen Powell, because I think he's very charming.
Oh, yeah.
And I think if you don't have him as a leading man, then it's gonna, I don't think it would succeed at some of the things it does succeed
While you were getting gas, I was saying he was very much his character in The Running Man. It felt like,
yes and no. I see big
just, like, very, very, very charming, smooth talking guy, and it's like, I imagine a lot of that to a lot of people is that he's very attractive. His jaw's way too square, but, like, I would yap with this guy for 8 hours. He's just got one of those, like,
coffee with him.
Yeah, he's so, like, he's good at talking, and he's good at, like, he's, you know, he's a charming guy. Mm-hmm. And I think that charisma really helps sell quickly, like, okay, fuck it. I don't care. Normally I would, you know, I have morals. I think killing people is wrong, but I want him to go murder all his fucking family members so he can get $10 billion. Why not? And I think that, like, and I was saying I felt like he was a little typecast, or just, like, he plays kind of Glen Powell. But, like, I think that this movie needs that charismatic, roguish kind of guy. I think Henry Cavill could have done it. He wouldn't be realistic, but, like,
if this was, like, the 80s, this would be Harrison Ford.
Oh, yeah.
70s or 80s, this would be a Harrison Ford role. And yeah, my issue is it's kind of tough for it to I feel like it does go on for... Why can no one fucking drive here today?
Jesus Christ.
It does go on for a while, I think, is my main issue. I feel like it's a little long. And it can't sustain the same, like, vibe that it does earlier on. Okay, we're not fucking parking here, I guess. And in doing so, the end of the movie, which is also where, like, the tone kind of really falls off from where it's previously established. You're good. Go, fucking go, drive, please.
This is up there with the cold storage parking lot incident.
Anyways, when the tone kind of really falls off at the end and kind of becomes not the cliche, but maybe more tropey kind of like action movie that you might expect this to be, it really suffers towards the end because of that, I think.
I do think that there is like... So there's a scene where Margaret Qualley shows up and reveals that she has her husband's suicide note for the death that was pinned on Glen Powell. That is the one murder he didn't commit. And he's like screaming and begging for her to release it. And so then we cut back to him in the cell and he's talking to the priest and he's having a moment of like, well, you know, I've been really calm this whole time because I thought she was going to come through for me. And you finally get to see him start to break. And I think his acting is really good there. Mm-hmm. And I'm a little and like the priest starts reading like his last rites or whatever. And then the guards show up and are like, hey man, you're free to go. And it's like, oh, okay. I mean, like, I felt like that was a bit of a cheap way out decision because I think that, like, I don't know, I felt it was much more powerful because, like, I liked the last shot of this movie, but, like, he doesn't fully get a comeuppance. Like, he has to sign over the fortune to Margaret Qualley, but then he gets out, and, like, his girlfriend's there to give him back the locket that he has of his mom's. And then, like, Margaret Qualley picks him up and he gets in the car and, like, he finally, like, the grief starts hitting him and the acting is, again, really good here.
And I like his narration, too, of, like, you might expect a different ending than this, but unfortunately this is just kind of how it is.
And the last shot of this movie I really liked because he's been in prison the whole time and he finally pulls back up to his estate. Then he's with Margaret Qualley, who's wanted him the whole time. And the gates shut, but they play the sounds of prison, like, cell doors shutting. And I'm like, man, that's they fixed my problem of him not having a comeuppance by getting out, you know, a little bit. But I still I kind of think it would be a little more powerful if he got caught or got anyways, because... Like, he wanted $10 billion, and then he comes to the realization that it's not what he wanted. And now he has it, but he's trapped in it. And I think that is a nice idea, but he still killed 6 people. Mm-hmm. And he's still kind of like, oh no, he has to be Margaret Qualley's husband with $10 billion. Oh no. Waiter. Oh no. It's just like, it's one of those, it's so much of like, she's an evil bastard, but like, oh no, I have $10 billion and Margaret Qualley. Like, okay, come on, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. It was just like... I liked a lot of the vibes. I think Glen Powell did a pretty good job, even if I was ragging on him a little bit while Baz was in the gas station.
Can we rag on whatever the fuck the parking is at the mall?
Yeah, no, it's actually impossible to park.
Like,
we've been trying to park for this entire podcast. Basically.
I don't know what to do.
Whoop around to the other side of Target, maybe?
I guess.
What are your, what kind of, like, you already said your favorite kill, but, like, what's kind of, like, I don't know. Also, this was not a book before, but it was inspired by, or loosely inspired by a 1949 British film.
Oh, okay.
Which is loosely based on the novel from 1907.
What's the novel?
Israel Rank, The Autobiography of a Criminal.
Okay, I've heard of it. I haven't read it though.
But like, it's not a super original premise, but I think that Glen Powell really carries it through like the first two acts. And then again, it's kind of like, and the scene where like his grandfather's trying to fucking kill him is like, it just like, it's tense. I'll give him that. That whole build up to it, I was like, oh, there's a pit in my stomach.
I did really like that shot of when he showed up and then saw his grandfather for the first time, and it's like a really long shot from far away, and you can kind of just see like him all the way in the background. I liked that shot. Big fan.
Yeah, I don't think that most of the cinematography was too like.
Yeah, it was fine.
It was like, fine. It served a purpose, but like it wasn't.
Normal,
yeah.
I think. Like not neutral, not normal.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel as well.
Okay, Baz, what's your Letterboxd rating?
I feel like a 3.5 is fair. I didn't like love it enough for like a 4, and I have my issues with how the women are written. So I think a 3.5 is fair. I might give it a like, I might not. Yeah, it's just kind of like I feel like I would need to be in a certain mood to rewatch it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thoughts. What about you?
I think I'm also gonna go with a 3.5. I'd say either a 3.5 or like a low 4. Mm-hmm. I don't think we can park here. I don't think there's a single parking spot because of all the snow. Unless you want to sit behind this guy.
Well, I don't get shampoo. That's fine. What the actual
miserable experience.
I fucking hate them all.
Anyways, I think that
if you're not.
My rating, a 3.5. I use a like as I'd willingly rewatch this. I would watch this movie, but like, I don't know that I would like. I wouldn't suggest, let's watch How to Make a Killing,
this
unless
would be like
I'm
a 5-star airplane movie.
Oh yeah, this would be such a good time on an airplane.
And I mean that as a compliment, even though it sounds really bad.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that like it was fun. I had a really good time watching it. I don't know that like if we still had cable, if it was on cable, I'd be like, okay, why not?
This would eat.
Yeah, this would eat it on FX at 9 p.m. and like halfway through the movie. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Okay. But